These are the best play styles in FC 25. Welcome back to another episode of Pick 10, and I'm joined by a friend of the channel. We have Levy, pro player, undefeated, world champion, you name it, all the compliments, and typically this hasn't gone well for me in the past. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for welcoming me. Good video this is gonna be, I think. Playstyles quite interesting in FC 25. By far more important than stats, so I think for everyone watching, important to watch this video.
And there is a lot of room and interpretation depending on some of the positions, which takes me into the rules. We are alternating picks. We have 4 categories: goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and attackers. And we cannot repeat choices within those categories. And as the guest, we'll start out with goalkeepers. We're just gonna choose one play style, that's it. The rest of them, we have 3 selections per category.
The one I'm taking is rush out. I use Van der Sar in goal. I think he's top tier. Other goalkeepers who have this playstyle, I think Thibaut Courtois, like for the cheaper ones, I think the best option. I think rush out is by far the best playstyle plus for goalkeepers this year.
So I'm going to go completely off the grid, and I don't know if you're gonna agree or see a similar picture, but I'm going with a passing playstyle because I love having the option with long ball pass with the goalkeeper. So completely off the grid. It makes a big difference though, and maybe even more so if you're a mid-level or even a good player, maybe not a pro-level player, but the fact that you can find passes from the goalkeeper, you almost get another player on the pitch. I don't know where you fall on this, but I love having it, and I wanted to at least sprinkle it in there.
So you've been using Ederson then, I guess?
Ederson does not leave my team.
Yeah, then I understand. Nah, it's good. You also have Neuer, I think, with pink pass. It's good for distribution, but me, I rather have my goalkeeper save more.
But goalkeepers, very quick. We're gonna go straight into defenders. You get to start. We have 3 choices each. And again, we cannot repeat choices.
I need to have it because then you don't have it, which will give me a lot of goals from corner kicks. Not a big surprise, I think, but we have to go with aerial plus up first. If you don't have aerial plus and your opponent has it, it's a goals galore from corner kicks. So that's a big advantage I already have. Virgil van Dijk can be in my squad, can't be in yours.
No, absolutely. I can't go against the grain there. It also changes the way that you are able to play. It's weird. The players just start climbing like you couldn't believe. They're on a ladder. They're on a rocket ship. They're going to Mars. They've talked to Elon Musk. And now it gets a little more debatable. I think my first selection has to be anticipate. It's not as good as it was last year, in my opinion, but it's still the mainstream. You receive the ball better. If you're overtaking possession or you're making a tackle, I feel more comfortable and confident with those players. They put their bodies in between the ball a little bit smoother. So I'm still leaning on Anticipate Plus, but there's more room, in my opinion, this year for interpretation with defensive play styles than last year.
Yes, that would have been my second choice. I think I prefer Intercept. I use Varane as we see a lot. I think it's an insane card. So I will go with Aerial Plus up first. Intercept is gonna be my second choice.
And I'm going to go in a different direction. I want to go a little more on, we're sparking up a little bit, and this does deal with fullbacks and center backs. I really enjoy having Jockey. The way that you can move a player if you manually defend is so much better and so much smoother, especially with a big body player. If you have someone who is like 6'3" or 6'4", or even 6'5", a real brawly player, if he has Jockey, the movement side to side, it changes the item completely.
Yes, I agree. That's a good choice. Bruiser has to be there. For the fullbacks, we all know how good Theo is this year. It is also because of that playstyle. Also for the center backs, you have players like Rudiger. It's just insane. If you make a tackle or you just press X, if you use advanced defending, no chance your opponent will still have the ball. So for me, aerial, intercept, Bruiser is gonna be it.
And we're going to close out with what might be a trend. We've already seen this with the goalkeeper. I'm continuing with the defender. Here is long ball pass. It helps with the releases significantly, especially if you're doing the overlapping runs with your fullbacks. If you want to have the delivery from the center backs in particular, if they have long ball pass, it changes the speed and the accuracy and even what passes you can actually complete. So we'll round out with long ball pass as a defensive playstyle choice. Moving into the midfield, what playstyle are you going to start with?
Midfield actually a tough one because I think so many playstyles this year suit the midfield really well. The one I think is the most important, maybe not on gold, but we are talking about gold playstyles only, but also on white it's insane. I'm gonna go with Tiki Taka because it's really hard this year to give first time passes, and players who have this playstyle, they can do it. If you are in trouble, you get pressed by your opponent, the only thing you need to do is press X and he will play to the right goal. And I think that's a problem this year. It's very hard to keep possession when your opponent is pressing. That's why I like tiki-taka a lot. So that's the first one I'm gonna go for in midfield.
And it's not a surprise. Good example of a player that has tiki-taka for a playstyle plus that just changes his dynamic is if you've ever used the baseline or the gold Rodri. And you would think he's too slow, he's not gonna be able to turn, you're gonna have issues with passing and just being in any attacking positions. And I found him to be pretty decent because of the tiki-taka passing. It's a lot quicker with the release. And as a broken record here for my first choice, we're staying with long ball pass. I don't need to break it down.
You're going for long ball pass everywhere on the pitch, aren't you?
That's the choice. Yeah, we're long ball everywhere, apparently.
I won't have long ball, I don't need it. I will go with incisive pass for the midfield. But I already have the tiki-taka, so my X passes will be good. I want my triangle passes to be good as well. So that's why I'm going for incisive pass on this one.
And now it gets tricky because I don't think the other passing playstyles have the same significance. It's never a bad thing, but I don't know if they really take precedent over maybe if you get into some of the movements or the dribbling. I'm not saying that ping pass doesn't have value and the same with whipped, but they're a little more specialty based. I don't think they just apply across the board. We'll see what you have to say. And I'm going to go with the R1 dribbling. Technical is still going to be something that has value, especially if you have a player that not only has the playstyle, but also has the speed to match or the body type to match. It's a big reason we've seen the likes of a Musiala is still performing, or even a Bon Madi. When she turns you, you don't catch up. You're not able to have that instant recovery.
Yeah, I agree, good choice. But that leaves me to have the best midfielder possible in game. Now, to finalize the midfield, I'm going with the power shot plus playstyle. We know how broken the power shots are for midfield. Valverde, for me, is one of the best players in the game, and that's just because of the playstyle. So, power shot to finalize my midfield.
We're gonna go with a little more of a defensive option here in the midfield. Intercept. You gotta like it, you gotta love it, and it makes a difference whether you're building out a box-to-box or even a holding midfielder. And I like a lot of the holding mid roles this year. I don't know how you feel with some of the deep-lying playmaker, but I've had a lot of success with that playstyle in particular.
I think intercept is a good choice defending-wise for sure.
Let's get into I call it the big spend, but the attackers. This is the prime time. It's what everyone's searching for. Where does it begin? The main event.
This is a tough one. The one where the magic happens. I think I have to go for finesse, just so you don't have it as well, because I think going forward it's a big threat. If you have a player up top with finesse, you can shoot it with the left foot, right foot, from every angle. We all know how scary it is to face Heung-min Son, so I'm going with finesse for the first playstyle, attacking wise.
It's a different danger. The way you can open up space, especially someone that has, as you mentioned, a 5-star weak foot where either foot works perfectly, and the range on some of the finesse shots this year. And it's difficult to score or have that final build up in some instances. So if you can unleash from outside the box, why wouldn't you? Which takes me to, I'd like to think it'd be high on your list, but power shot plus. You used it in the midfield. I'm definitely taking it in the attack, and you can do it first time. You can cancel out of it. You can draw corner kicks. You can score directly. We have seen just an array of different goals with the power shot.
It was high on my list. I need to have one finesse for power shot. I got power shot in the midfield, so I'll go for finesse up top. Then I think I'm going for one on your list as well. I like quick step, but I'm going with rapid for this one. I think for the attackers, rapid is slightly better than quick step this year because of the L1 speed boost. Attackers like Leao, also Trailblazers Fini, which I used. Once you're gone with someone with rapid playstyle, you are gone, which is a problem I think this year because a lot of attackers still get catched by the defenders. And I think rapid is a playstyle that you need up front.
My next choice, and maybe I could have saved it. I don't know if you would have taken it. We'll see what you have to say about it. The way that you can change direction, and it's new this year with Trickster Plus with those fake shots. And in a game where it's so difficult to create separation, especially consistently, it's just game changing. Any item that has Trickster Plus and you add in a 5-star skill situation or a package, and I'm in a good position. I am turning defenders. I am losing midfielders. My first touch is cleaner and crispier. My creativity, it's through the roof. And I think it's this good. I truly stand by it. So that's what I've got as my second selection.
It is really good. The weird thing about it is, as I mentioned before with tiki-taka, it doesn't really matter if you have it on gold or white. Of course, the crazy skill moves you can do with the gold ones are better, but like to be efficient, you don't need it. But I agree, like Trickster is really underrated and a lot of people don't know About the trickster fake shot, if you don't know about it, make sure to start learning it because it can be a game changer. But that gives me my last choice, and I already have finesse and rapid. And then I think I'm going for first touch, and that's a good reason behind it. First touch combined with finesse plus is a golden combination, Mike, I'm telling you. These two together, you can't do anything about it. I play R1X with tiki-taka from the midfield to my striker who has finesse plus, takes a good first touch, R1 circle, and it's into the back of the net every single time.
That's a fair explanation. I like what we've done here. I have to take quick step as my third choice. I'm not mad about having this selection at this point. It kind of combats your rapid, gives you a little bit of some space to work with. Maybe you go into a skill move afterward and you can start working against the goalkeeper. And that wraps up all of our selections between defenders, midfielders, and attackers. Are there any that maybe got left off that should have been mentioned? I usually do this with players, but I still feel like with playstyles, we didn't necessarily give all the playstyles love. And it doesn't mean that they're not good or they're not valuable. It's just about priority.
If we're talking about a playstyle that we didn't choose, which is maybe quite underrated, it doesn't really matter which kind of position. Dead ball. It's so good for free kicks and corners. I think overall we took the best playstyle, maybe aerial plus in attack.
Yeah, we didn't. That might have been a miss from us actually, because it does matter. Even on the defensive end too, if you have an attacker that is aerial for corner kicks, he might also have to do some defending duties, and that could help you with some of the matchups. I was gonna say, I feel like we disrespected whipped pass, but I didn't know where to put it in. And if you're doing a lot of crossing, it does change the way that you get those passes into the box and even some of the switching of the pitch, but I don't think it could take the highest priority over some of our other choices.
Also because this year we haven't seen like the top tier strikers with aerial plus, like last year Team of the Year Haaland. For now in FC25, I think the places we chose are more important for strikers, but
yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're not following or subscribed or watching Levy, I'll link everything down below. I appreciate you as always for coming on, and I'm happy that we have a bit of a good dynamic going back and forth, because I agree with you. I think we covered the basis, and we get so many questions around playstyles, and they matter that much. They're that significant.
I think they're more important than stats, so I think you need to learn about them as well. If you don't know why you have to choose a certain playstyle after this video yet, go and rewind this video, watch it again, because it is really helpful, guys.
Well, until next time, we'll have a lot more content coming out ASAP.